Welcome back to the channel. KC for KC Outside. This evening I'm going to throw a Amazon rack on the back of the 4S. Anyone who has maybe been following me for a little bit with the 4S knows that I have a large moose rack from a first generation 400S modified that fits on this bike perfect. But sometimes I like just a slim rack that fits the profile of the fender, so I got on Amazon, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have already done, and I picked this guy up right here off of Amazon. It's basically a copy of the $250 or so Suzuki rack, and you can also get one on there with little ears that kind of drop over the side and give you like a little protection and tie down over your over kind of the number plate, the side plate. This one is $90, or wait, I believe this one, I'm gonna have to look and put it in the comments. I think this one was $89, and I think the one with the ears was $10 more. I think it was $100. So, but I will put the pricing in it. And what you get is you get the rack itself. It has these two little tie downs underneath right there. The two holes that go through the fender into the subframe. Then this is what they give you in the kit. They give you two aluminum bushings, two rubber grommets, two nylock nuts. They give you these 4 bolts. 2 of them, these 2 would mount to the seat location. These 2 would go down through the subframe. But these are hex Allen head is what is used for these. I don't want to do that. I want to stay with the 8mm heads that are on the side panel, so I don't got to carry like some extra tool just for these, or possibly strip these out. So I have a kit with bolts laying around here at the garage for motorcycles. So I grabbed 2 long ones for the seat and 2 shorter ones to go down through the subframe. Now I'll show you something else too. Okay, they give you this grommet, which this grommet would go into the fender, the yellow plastic. That little bushing would go in like that, right there. You see it? Grommet, bushing. Okay, I'll take you over here. What you do, your fender has no holes here in the plastic, but underneath, if you look right there, those 2 holes already exist in the subframe bracket right there. So you just got to put a drill bit in. I used a 1/4 inch first and just popped up through both of them. Then on top, if you choose to use this rubber grommet, you have to, these holes have to be drilled out to basically, I used a micrometer, a caliper, 13/16 of an inch is what they need to be. If you want to insert these, then what you do is put this bushing down in there. Then of course the rack sits on top of it and you put your bolt down through. All I'm doing, I hated to drill this hole as it is, but at least this hole, if I take the rack off for some reason, this hole is much easier to fill with something or put a plug down in it as opposed to a 13/16 inch hole. So I will just be doing this, taking the bushing, it'll sit on top of the subframe, it'll be like that. And I may get mud and water up through here when I'm riding, but I don't really care about that. Sure, this probably would be the best bet and the way to go to stop that, but for now, I'm not going to use this. I'm going to go just like that. And they do give you a zip tie for something, but one thing I will say, this just came in a box, no instructions. So I'm just like doing what I think should be done here is basically what I'm doing. So take the rack over. I need the other bushing. Get that. So both the bushings are in there. Then you just take the rack. I have the seat bolts out. Slide it on like that. So basically, that's what it will look like right there. Now, it's probably hard to see, but the bolt doesn't sit flush out here. They have that countersunk in there, probably close to 1/4 of an inch down inside that tube. So I will go ahead and set this camera up and we'll go ahead and mount this thing up. All right, let's bust this thing out. Okay, so like I said, where is my, like I literally just had my other bolt in my freaking hand and I cannot find the sumbitch. Okay, here. Jeez. It sucks getting old, my God. This is the one I'm putting down through the subframe. Let me see, let me get a tape measure for reference here. Okay, the bolt I'm putting through the subframe is, the shank on it is 1 inch. 1 inch long, and I did put a washer on it also. I already have one stuck in here. Of course, you drop that one in. This bolt is not quite as long as the one that they supply with the kit. It is a little bit shorter. This one is 1 3/4 inches shank. And of course, it drops in for the seat. That should be enough. And you may, if you're worried, get the one that is 2 inches long. If you're worried about having a little more bite underneath here into your frame in case you have something heavy on this, go with the size that they have if you prefer that. Where is my T-handle at? For the love of God. Put that in. We'll get these in just snug. Okay. Then of course they give you these nylock nuts. And I'm not going to put a washer on these because the hole in the subframe is fairly small. I believe those are a 10 millimeter nut. Yes. Ouch. Freaking mosquito, just get out of here. Freaking mosquito just stuck me, little bastard. Springtime's here. Okay, those are tight. Let's get these snug as a bug in a rug. Okay, now with having these all the same 8 millimeter, now if you need to take anything off or get into here, you're on the trail, you can just have the 8 millimeter and get everything off. Of course, have a 10 millimeter for underneath. You need a 10 to get the original center bolt out or the nut off of these two. But at least this way you can take your seat off with your standard 8 millimeter instead of that stupid hex head bolt they gave you. And those hex heads, you always got to worry about stripping them out too. So that baby is down on there solid. Let's take a look at it. Let's just look at it. So there's your clearance. You can see my bushing in there. And of course that would have that black grommet around it if you chose to do that. And then of course you can see the bolt countersunk in there for the seat. You got your 2 tie downs. I'll give you a back look see here. And to me this is basically just a copy of the Suzuki rack. But let me put a tape on here Catch the width. There you go. Right about, get out of here, you freaking mosquito. 9 1/4 inches. And this little, the crossbars are roughly right about 6 inches right there. And you can see you got an inch clearance here between that and the seat. So to me, the 90 bucks that this was, I will post that for sure down below. The 90 bucks that this is definitely much better than the 250 or whatever the hell it is they want you to pay for the Suzuki one. Like I said, you can spend another 10 bucks, and the other rack has an ear that comes out about 1 3/4, 2 inches here. It comes out this way and goes right back in, right here on both sides. To kind of just give you extra tie down room, or if you wanted your luggage to maybe not lay on here so much and go out over your rackless luggage. So that looks pretty good. It definitely looks better than my big Moose, but the Moose does have its applications for sure. If I'm doing a lot of trail work and hauling the chainsaw or something, I mean, I would imagine I could, the chainsaw bracket would probably go on this, but the nice thing about the Moose is these crossbars are steel. Like that rack is steel. So you can really crank a U-bolt around that if you're tightening something to it. This is an aluminum, I believe. Let me check for sure. Do I have a magnet? These freaking mosquitoes in the garage here are driving me crazy. No, that's steel. It's steel, but this, get off of me. Jesus. It feels like very thin steel. To me, I would worry about crushing it if I had a U-bolt around here. So, there you go. I hope some of you liked the video. Maybe you're thinking about getting a rack. Go ahead and give that one a try. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Let us know what kind of rack you got and how it's working out for you. We'll check you out in the next video. See ya.